The issue of tax returns came up at last night's presidential debate. Let's see how that went down.
Well, I think you've just seen another example of bait and switch here. For 40 years, everyone running for president has released their tax returns. You can go and see nearly, 39, 40 years of our tax returns, but everyone has done it. We know the IRS has made clear there is no prohibition on releasing it when you're under audit. So you've got to ask yourself, why won't he release his tax returns? And I think there may be a couple of reasons. First, maybe he's not as rich as he says he is. Second, maybe he's not as charitable as he claims to be. Third, we don't know all of his business dealings, but we have been told through investigative reporting that he owes about $650 million to Wall Street and foreign banks. Or maybe he doesn't want the American people, all of you watching tonight, to know that he's paid nothing in federal taxes, because the only years that anybody's ever seen were a couple of years when he had to turn them over to state authorities when he was trying to get a casino license, and they showed he didn't pay any federal income tax. So if he's paid zero, that means zero for troops, zero for vets, zero for schools or health. And I think probably he's not all that enthusiastic about having the rest of our country see what the real reasons are, because it must be something really important, even terrible, that he's trying to hide.
Trump's response to that was effectively 5 minutes or more of he didn't have a good response to that. Now, if I was Donald Trump in that situation, if I was his top strategist, what I would have said is, anytime the issue of your tax returns come up, you say just this, quote, I'll release my tax returns when Hillary Clinton releases her Goldman Sachs speeches. And just leave it. There's no good response to that, because then she's cornered. What's she going to do? Okay, I'll release them. Okay, then we know how much you love the fucking bankers. So you can't release them. You can't release them, then I'm not going to release my tax returns. I would have said only that. Now, he droned on and on and on and on. It made no sense, and it was gross. There was only one point where he said something similar to that. He said, I'll release my tax returns when Hillary releases her over 30,000 deleted emails, basically. That's an okay line, but my line was better. And also, you spoke way too much. This is the part of the debate where he started rambling on and at times getting incoherent. And like I said, he does better in the format where it was the primary and there were more people on stage, and he only can do short little bursts. Because when he does short little bursts, he connects. He has good one-liners to make people laugh. When you give him an open forum and he's got to explain away his bullshit, it gets kind of creepy. So this is an area where Hillary won the exchange, but I ultimately don't think much hinges on this. So she's right when she says there's a reason he's not releasing his tax returns. It's either he's not that rich, he's not paying anywhere near as much taxes as he should, or he has business deals and a lot of debt to people he doesn't want you to know that he's in debt to. Okay? She's certainly right about those things. And again, she won the exchange, but as I've said before, I don't think this is as big a deal as the Democrats think it is, because his supporters are gonna fall in line behind him anyway. This isn't an issue that's a deal breaker for them. I mean, you heard him. He said it right there when she got, maybe he paid no federal taxes. He said, quote, that makes me smart. You don't think he's going to spin it, even if his tax returns are released and they find he paid no taxes? You don't think he's going to spin that? And his idiot followers are going to be, Donald's the man. I wish I could pay no taxes. That's great. Donald Trump done gamed the system. That's great. That's awesome. That's how they think, man. So what I'm amazed by is here you have a candidate that said, I'm going to bring back torture. I'm going to bring back worse than waterboarding. And I'm going to do it, quote, even if it doesn't work. He says, I'm going to pull out of the Geneva Conventions. They're, quote, the problem. He says, I'm going to go after their families, meaning the families of terrorists, meaning I'm going to actively kill civilians on purpose in the Middle East. He gives you this wealth of material to hammer away and to destroy him, honestly. With that alone, I can beat this guy in an election, because those things are so absurd and so beyond the pale, and they're flat out war crimes, and they make you a fucking terrorist, that I would make everybody in the country acknowledge, yeah, he's a fucking terrorist. He gives you so much material on that front, and what do? Well, he hasn't shown enough about his finances yet, and we're against that. Yeah. So just a weak argument. Again, she won on this front because she did lay out pretty clearly he's hiding something. But that's not the knockout blow that they hope it is. That's what I'm trying to say. So overall on this exchange, edge to Hillary, Hillary wins, but it's just not as powerful as you think it is, or even as powerful as it should be.